Lila and the Starry Garden. Lila was a curious 8-year-old girl who loved the night sky, and every evening she carried her small lantern into the garden behind her cottage to watch the stars. And one calm night, after she finished helping her grandmother water the flowers, she saw a soft silver light flickering among the rose bushes, and when she moved closer she found a tiny silver key lying on a leaf. So she picked it up with gentle fingers and felt a little thrill of excitement and a bit of fear. Yet she knew she must be brave, and she ran to tell her best friend Sam, who lived next door and loved puzzles. And when Sam saw the key, he smiled and said, "This is a magic key. Let us find its lock." So early the next morning Lila packed her backpack with 2 cheese sandwiches, 2 bottles of water, her small compass, a notebook, a pencil, a warm scarf, and of course the silver key. And Sam carried his pocket knife, a small flashlight, and his favorite red cap, and together they called their puppy Spot to join them, and set off through the dewy grass toward the old orchard where tall apple trees grew. And as they walked, the silver key glowed faintly in Lila's hand, guiding their steps while Spot ran ahead, sniffing the fresh spring air and wagging his tail, and birds woke with gentle songs in the trees above. They reached the orchard fence, slipped through a gap in the wooden boards, and followed a narrow path lined with daisies until they found a large old oak tree whose trunk was split by a hollow, and on one side of the hollow they saw a small brass keyhole carved into the rough bark. So Lila held the silver key to the lock and turned it with a soft click, and the bark opened like a little door to reveal a hidden staircase leading down into the dark earth. And Sam switched on his flashlight while Lila held her lantern high, and Spot padded gently down the stone steps with them, his nails clicking softly on the smooth stones. At the bottom they entered a wide cavern lit by glowing mushrooms that shone in blue and green and pink, and the walls were covered in soft moss that felt like velvet under their fingers. And in the center of the cavern they found a round stone table with 7 carved symbols, each one matching the color of the rainbow, and the silver key glowed brighter as if to say, "Choose the right symbol." Beneath each symbol lay a stone of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, or violet, and Sam looked at Lila and said, "We must pick them all." So together they each took 1 stone, placing them carefully in the matching carved holes on the table, and with the 7th stone in place the table glowed with soft rainbow light that grew until it filled the cavern, making every mushroom and every drop of water on the walls shine like stars. When the light dimmed they heard a soft voice say, "Thank you, kind children. You have restored the rainbow heart. Now follow my beam to the garden," and a slender band of rainbow light arched from the table up a stone ramp to another door decorated with flower vines. So Lila opened the door while Sam held Spot close, and they found themselves in a beautiful moonlit garden where every flower glowed with soft colors and water in a small fountain shone like liquid glass, and fireflies danced above the blooms like tiny lanterns, and the moon was bright in the sky above, making the leaves look silver. In the center of the garden sat an old owl with feathers like moonlight and wise golden eyes, and he said in a calm voice, "Welcome, Lila and Sam. I am Oren, guardian of the Starry Garden, and I have one last gift for you." The owl lifted one wing to reveal a small velvet pouch filled with tiny seeds that glowed faintly, and he said, "Plant these seeds in places where the world needs more color and joy, and they will grow into glowing flowers that remind everyone of hope." Lila took the pouch and thanked Oren while Sam pressed his hand against the soft moss on the ground, and Spot barked happily before chasing a glowing petal that drifted through the air. After resting a little, Lila and Sam made their promise to Oren to share the seeds. Then they retraced their steps through the garden gate and back up the ramp into the cavern, where the rainbow heart glowed once more and then settled back into the stone table as if the colors had returned to their home, and they carried each colored stone down the staircase, one by one placing them back in the hidden alcove beneath the oak tree, and each time they did so the stone's glow faded until the key in Lila's hand pulsed one last time and then became still. They climbed the steps back out to the orchard, and early dawn was just breaking, painting the sky in pale pink and orange. Spot nudged Lila's hand as if to say he was proud of them. They walked home with the velvet pouch safely in Lila's bag, and each family greeted them with warm hugs and proud smiles, and Lila showed the seeds to her grandmother, who said, "These are precious gifts. We will plant them with care." At lunchtime the children shared their sandwiches and water, and in the afternoon Sam drew the cabin and garden in his notebook while Lila wrote the words, "Kindness and courage open secret doors," before they planted the first glowing seed by the well in the courtyard, where it sprouted at once with a soft glow that made everyone wonder at its magic. That night Lila placed the silver key on her windowsill and fell asleep dreaming of glowing flowers and rainbow lights, knowing that whenever she looked at the key or the little seeds she would remember the starry garden and the gentle owl wren, and that a small act of bravery and friendship can bring color and hope to the darkest places.